Hello everybody and welcome to Returns Outlet Simulator. So the whole premise of this game is we sell returned products. So you may have seen people on social media, you may have even done it yourself, who purchase pallets full of sort of random items that get left at Amazon. So when you return something, sometimes it doesn't always make its way back on sale. It ends up in a big warehouse somewhere, they put it in pallets and then they sell these pallets off. That's basically what we do in this game. We buy random pallets and sell whatever we get out of them in our shops. That's the premise of the game. Thank you to the developer for sending me a key to this. It was probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now, maybe. I have only just got a chance to check it out, so thank you very much. And here we are checking it out. I've done the tutorial already, so I'm up to speed with what we're doing. I've called us twice sold because that's kind of what we're doing here. This is our store. I've only got the 2 shelves for now. Fully stocked. I've already done a pallet, so I've got some stuff on there. We will do another one in a moment, and I'll put another shelf in so you see how that all works. So this is our store. And then back here is kind of like this is where the deliveries come, kind of like a warehousey type area where we can keep some extra stock and unpack things, all that sort of stuff. We've got some bins outside. If you recycle, so if you put your stuff in these bins, you get a little bit of money back. So it's worth throwing stuff away in the correct bin. Now, you can throw it in the wrong bin. You don't get paid for that. But yeah, if you throw it into the right bin, you'll get a bit of extra cash back. We've got some tools as well that do wear out. So as you can see, we've got a Stanley knife here and an axe. This is for breaking up like pallets and slicing boxes open, things like that. These do wear out. You can buy new ones, but occasionally you do get one fall out the back of a pallet. So hopefully we'll get lucky with that. Let's go to the PC then. This is where you buy all of your pallets from. So we've come to Pallet World here. As you can see, we get a category of either mixed or mystery. Now the mystery ones are, as you would imagine, we can't see what these are. Absolutely no idea. So that would be a $1,280 gamble. Absolutely no idea. I think most of the products in the game, if not all, seem to be electronics based, but it could be anything. We could be spending, $1,300 basically on used headphones or something like that that are only worth like $5. Or we could get some really, really high end stuff in there, like monitors or something, say, or like I don't know, smartphones. Who knows? You could get some really, really good stuff in there. But it is a bit of a gamble. The mixed ones are less of a gamble. You can see photos of what's in there. The more you play the game, the more you're going to recognize what products these are from the photos. So you get a rough idea of what you got. So I have had a quick go of this. So I know, for example, that these are keyboards. I know that these are USB sticks. So these don't have that much value. The keyboards are worth quite a bit. Whether we'd make our money back, we probably would. It's a mixture of new and used. So if it's new, you can sell it for full price. If it's used, you sell it for half price of its market value. You can set your own prices, but that's the kind of how it works. If we come into the second one here, we can see we've got some headphones, got some kettles here, another keyboard there. There's a lot of boxes in this one we don't know, so there is still a mystery aspect, even though we know most of what we're getting here. There are a few boxes that have not been opened, so there are a few mystery aspects here. As you can see, you also get 93 in there, 58 in there, 47 in there, and 69 in there. So you get quite a few products out of each one. So I think what we're going to do to start with, though, I'm going to get a mixed one, and then we'll end the video by getting a mystery one later. Now, I've not got lots of space left over, so I think I'm going to go for a cheap mixed with 47 products in it. Let's have a look at this. I think this should sell reasonably well. So I'm going to add that to my cart and purchase that. That gets delivered into the back just here. So I need to grab my knife and give it a slice on there and open it up. Now we can slice that entire box up by hand, by axe, or by knife, I think, and then you can recycle it afterwards. But I'm just going to leave it there for now. So some of these products, if I've had them before, I think it would already recognize them. But if you haven't, you have to scan them with your phone, and it gives you what the average market price would be, and then you can sell it for that price. Otherwise, you just have no idea how much it's worth. So you need to scan everything as it comes in. But once it's scanned the first time, it remembers. So you don't need to do it like every single time. Like if we purchased another pallet later on, and we happen to have a power strip come in there as well, it would remember what our price is for the power strip. So you don't need to do that every time, just for new products, really. For example, I already have the electric razor for sale out there, so I know what that is. So we've done those. So we can then grab these, and then you literally just go and put them on the shelf. You don't need, at the beginning, At the end of, or later on in the game when we've got a bit more shelving, you might want to put things on certain shelves, but you can place as many things as the shelf will take on the shelf. So it doesn't matter about mixing items, because it's one of those kind of shops really, isn't it? It doesn't matter about mixing items. You can just throw them on a shelf and there you go. You can change the price. For example, if we want this to be $75, because I prefer everything rounded on to the dollar, you can round it up to $75. You could go a bit higher as well and see if people pay it. I'm just going to keep things roughly market for the sake of the video, but I'm sure you can put things up by a few dollars and they'll still pay it. But then the price sticker appears on it as well. And then if it's a half price item, since we've got some over here, for example, so if the box is slightly battered, that means it's used. So then it sells for half price. So whatever you're selling it for, it halves the price. And that's how that all works. So we'll buy ourselves a shelf, though, to put the rest of the stuff on, because it's getting quite full over there. So I think I go down here and then purchase a shelf. I'm going to buy the tall double shelf for $300. I'll show you the rest of the PC while we're here. So obviously you've got your shelving here. Equipment. So in here we have some bins we can purchase. Presumably that's so we don't have to keep going outside to throw stuff away. We can just do it in our warehouse so we can have it a bit closer. I assume that's what these are for. A workshop, which suggests that I don't know, but I would imagine that's so that if we get some stuff that's been used or is broken or not of good condition, we can maybe do it up a little bit and get some more money. I'm guessing that's what workshop is for. I have no idea. That would be my guess. And self-checkout, obviously explanatory. We can just have a self-checkout in store for everybody to use and purchase their goods. Tools, this is where you buy your tools from. So if our cutter happens to fail on us, we need to buy another one for $50. Same with the hatchet. I assume we can either lose or our product scanner also can break after so many uses, so we'd have to buy another one of those. And then when we get to level 3, we can decorate the shop as well. In here, we've got our loan, so the game makes you take a loan straight away. So we've got a loan already going. We can pay it off early as soon as we get to the payoff amount. Otherwise, we need to pay it whenever it's due. So we've got a repayment fee of $180 and rent of $50. So these are your bills that you got to keep on top of. Shop expansion, fairly self-explanatory here. $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 just for more shop space. And then you can also increase your backroom area as well. Perks coming soon. Don't know what these are going to be yet. But I quite like the fact that there are perks. I do like it when a game has a few perks that you can work towards, but I don't know what they're going to be yet. In here, we've got our customer reviews. So obviously for my only day open, some people left some reviews. Obviously, generally great service, efficient as always, cost a bit more than it should. So something was a bit expensive there. More variety would be helpful, but that's, first day open. I only had what came in the first pallet. So keep an eye on this and it'll give you a rough idea, I think, of how you're doing. Obviously, if you're like 2-star, then you need to change things. If you're pretty high up, you're probably on the right track. Right, I think we can then bring this shelf in. I'm going to place it over here. We'll get the rest of the stuff on the shelves and then we'll open up and serve some people. So you can, like I say, you can slice this box kind of open. Now, I can maybe break it open by hand. So you can do it by hand. The boxes go quite quickly. The pallets take a while to break down, which is why you need tools, really. But you can rip a box open with your hand fairly quickly, so we can see what's going on. And then you just get these little blue bags, and then you just throw them in there, and we'll get 25 cents back. Now, you can throw these from anywhere, but be careful, because if you hit like this, for example, it does have a tendency to roll around the edge and fall into the wrong bin. And once it goes in there, you can't get it back out, and then you lose. It disappears, but you lose the 25 cents because it's been recycled in the wrong bin. So be careful with your throwing. You can throw it in from all the way back here if you get your aim right. Not that I did there, but you can. And yeah, just be careful you don't miss the bin, particularly with some of the bigger bags. So some bags are much bigger and they're worth more money. So you can end up throwing a few dollars away there. Right, so we don't know what's in these boxes at all, do we? So let's put these ones on. So you can pick up multiple items and then just place them on. It's completely fine with that. I'm not sure how many items you can hold. It seems like quite a lot, to be honest. I don't know what's in any of these. So we can open them up and find out. So we've got some keyboards. I think I've already had these for sale. Possibly over here. Actually, maybe not. maybe not on these. No, I've not had these ones for sale. So I've had two other types before. I don't like these ones. So let's give these a scan. So that's worth $14.99. So like I say, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep things roughly at market value. We're just going to charge things on the dollar though. So 15 for that. We'll charge 10 for that. That's already got its price from before. See what's in here. We have some controllers. I appear to have lost my scanner. There we go. I threw it down, didn't I? There we go. All right, let's give these a scan. How much are these going to be worth? $99. See, now I'd be tempted to try and charge 100 for that. A Game Station 6 controller. I would be tempted to try and sell my Game Station 6 controller for $100. I know that's going against what I've said. I just want to see. So we'll try and do 100 for this. It's 101% of market. Let's see if people actually pay it. With those, we'll keep everything else the same. Wired headphones, I've not had these on the shelves at all, so these will need a scan. $17.99. We'll charge 18 for those. Got a couple of things here. Batteries. I think these would be better suited over here, actually. Some smaller items on here, so you can see what everything is. It's $20 for those, then. Like so. All right, let's open up this. What's in here? It's like we've got some... It's used, but what are they? They are used... Well, some new and some used. Mini keyboards. Throw my phone down again. I keep doing that because you throw a lot of things down, like boxes and stuff. And those bags. So I end up just pressing the same thing and I end up throwing my phone away all the time. I've got some keyboards over here. Shelf's a bit full though, so is that one. Put them at the top, just here maybe. Ah, that's now encased. that's now encased my... Not that it matters, of course the AI will know it's there. But I don't like the fact that it's encased my $100 items. Just place them down here. There we go. With the other keyboards, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. We'll charge $15 for those. Just open up all these boxes. Okay, so it looks like we've got some more. Our Game Station 6 controllers. Those up there. I think we've got some keyboards that I already sell here. These are over here somewhere, I think. Or are they over here now? Sure, I've had these before. Maybe not. Not that it matters. I'll just keep them with the other keyboards. I know we've put one down somewhere, but... No, I haven't had that one before. So what did I have before? I had 2 keyboards in the first pallet. So there's at least 5 types of keyboard in this game. That's why I keep thinking I've done it. There are so many. And unfortunately, I put one on here somewhere. There it is. Put it with the others. So there are some others. So these are keyboards as well. These orange ones here. And I think... these are as well, the yellow ones. So these yellow ones, those orange ones, and then all of those. How many types of keyboard are there in this game? Finally, a mouse to go with our keyboard. I guess these can live down here as well. So they're 14. So I've already done those price-wise. I must have some more. I think they're at the bottom down there, aren't they? What else have we got then? We've got some microphones, which I've not sold before. Those. It's a shame I can't just tell it to go over there. Like, you just put it on the shelf and it stacks it however it wants to. So it's done that. I would have liked them just with the headphones, but never mind. Level up. Oh, nice. So now we can actually... A new specialized pallet category is available in the pallet market. Nice. So we've actually got access to a different pallet now. And I think we can decorate as well. Let's change the price of this to... 89 is fine. Sometimes it does come bang on. So we'll leave it at 89. And finally, a kitchen scale. You can go just down there for now. Give it a scan. $5.99 for a kitchen. You see, we could have ended up with a pallet. You know, with the mystery one, we could have ended up with a pallet full of used kitchen scales and lost a whole heap of money. So that's I suppose that's the gamble that you would take with those. Right, everything's on. I think we can open and earn some money. Just while we wait for a customer, we can break some stuff up. So I'll get my hatchet. So you can see now we've lost... It was a bit of a waste, really, on a box. But you see that goes down to 20, and then it goes down to 19 as it breaks things up. You can keep it on your inventory here, but I'm just generally keeping things over there. Alright, got a customer coming in. Hopefully he buys a lot of stuff. There's no price tag on what now? There's no price tag on this item. Why not? That's weird. I thought everything was price tagged. They don't look price tagged either. I thought everything was price tagged, but maybe not then. So, I think now everything is price tagged. Yeah, everything's price tagged now. Right. Serve the customer. 120. Thank you. Surprisingly cheap. Okay, well that's interesting then. So maybe we can put our prices up. You want 50 cents change. Thank you. Great service. Right, so it said we had some extra stuff, didn't it? So if we go to buy pallets, what have we now got then? I don't see anything different here yet. I think these refresh possibly daily. I'm not 100% sure. So obviously they're going to be different sizes, different classes. I don't know what these classes mean though. A, B, what does that mean? I have no idea what A, B means. I don't know what B means. I can hazard a guess that A, B is probably better than B. So like A, B is like your higher end items. You've got some A's, some B's maybe. But then you've got some B items. But I don't know what class they really are, to be honest. Good value for money. That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much. You want $39 change. Thank you. Weird. You know, in most of these games, if you've played them yourself, you often, when you come to a checkout, you sort of get locked in. So you press a key and then it locks you in and you're stuck in here. You just walk up to this. There is no... You're not locked in here at all. It's very unusual. We do with a few more customers. I know it's only coming towards midday, but I could do with some extra cash. So we could do a little bit of decorating, couldn't we? So I did... Are we not level 3? I thought we were level... Oh, no, we're only level 2, sorry. So we can't do decorating now. Level 3 for decorating. Excellent deals. Thank you very much. Everybody seems happy then, don't they? $17 change. Thank you. So that's good. So we should be getting some good reviews. Don't know if the reviews come in at the end of the day or if they're a rolling thing. Oh, no, look, they are rolling. No days. Efficient as always. Excellent deals here. Great variety of products. Oh, we're killing it today. Look at this. Apart from a little pricey for what you get for one, but there's always one, isn't there? Always one. Just can't quite make it 5 stars. Gives you a little... Can't quite give you full praise. They'll always bring you down on something. Excellent deals here. So everybody seems quite happy then. Worth every penny. I'm guessing this is because everything is basically at market value. So... everybody's pretty happy. Surprisingly cheap would say I could probably put the prices up, wouldn't it? That suggests I could probably raise it by 5 to 10% and be fine. So we may test that theory out with a few items. I don't tend to, in these like first look videos, I don't tend to venture too far from market value just because it makes for a better video if people are buying things. Like if I just raise all the prices and we don't get any customers, you don't really get a full idea and a feel for what the game's all about, do you? So with everybody saying things are cheap, maybe we could get away with it. 31. I wonder how far away I can stand and still operate the cash register here. Have I got really long arms? What do you want, sir? $5 change? I have got really long arms, but I can't quite... No, we have got it. There you go, sir. Fast service and really long arms. What was wrong down here? Something was glowing. Oh, has that got a... That's not got a price tag on it. And has not been scanned either. So that's worth $16. There's that cash. $5. Thank you. So yeah, you can stand over here. And I think... So you can't access it right now. But I wonder how... If it was just... Well, we did get the 5, didn't we? I bet you could stand here and probably still do it. Be interesting. I don't know why you ever would. I was just wondering how far you can take it. More surprisingly cheap stuff. I mean, I wouldn't call some of this stuff surprisingly cheap, to be honest. If I came somewhere that I knew was selling second-hand goods, even if they were new but returned, I wouldn't say $70 for... I mean, maybe they're really good headphones, I guess. $100. I don't think we actually sold any of these, but some of these prices, yeah, some of these prices you would kind of expect. Some are quite expensive still. I guess those headphones must be quite premium. $15, thank you. I can't remember what time we close. I want to say sort of 8 or 9 p.m. It does get dark, and when it gets dark as well, you get an auto flashlight when you go outside to the back. So if you're heading over to the bins or something and it's dark out, you get an auto flashlight that comes on. It's quite good. I assume you get more customers the more you level up as well. So at the beginning of the game, obviously, you don't get that many people coming in. The more you level up, I would assume the busier it will get in here. But we have made good money. What were we, like $600 or so when I opened? I didn't actually take a proper look at it. I should have done. I think we've made roughly $1,000 today. Ooh, you bought a PlayStation 6 controller. So you're happy buying that? Which tells me I probably could definitely go higher with all of the pricing. Efficient as always. They do seem to like quick service. At the moment, I don't think there are any employees in this game. So you can't sort of have that taken care of for you. Not that I think this game particularly needs that. Because of the way it works, you just get pallets in, you've got to scan everything, sort it all out, and put it on the shelves. You don't know what you're buying. It's not like I can ever go, ooh, I'm a bit low on headphones. Let me purchase some more. You can't really do that. Unless you happen to come across a pallet full of them. Everything you sell is constantly random. So if you weren't doing checkout duty in this game, I don't think you'd be doing all that much sometimes. I guess when you get massive, you'll have the self-checkout, so that'll help. If you were purchasing like 4 or 5 pallets a day, you can keep open while you're doing it, but I think this game is a bit more chilled and more meant to be played where you get a pallet, then you open up for the day and see how much money you've got the next day, kind of thing. Worth every penny, sir. I'm glad to hear it. $10 change. There you go, sir. Level up. Medium-sized pallets will appear in the pallet market. Customizer is available for sale. Now we are level 3. Trash bins are available for sale. Use them to recycle trash with higher profits. Interesting. So if we buy a trash bin, we can get higher profit then than just chucking it in there for some reason. So that's interesting. So how much were they? Wow, they're $1,200 each. So I don't think we'll be bothering with that in this video, but that's quite good then. So if you purchase these, you actually do get more. And automatic disposal. So if you place it in your workshop, or near the workshop even, you can get... So that's just... So they are quite good then. That saves throwing stuff away. So if you purchase one of those, place it in the warehouse, you're going to be able to auto throw things away. That's just going to go straight into the bin. Sounds like you get a bit of a extra boost on top of that as well. So you'll earn more money by having all of these. I quite like the idea, though, of just spending $300 on a sampler just to see what the options are here. I think this will get delivered. Here it is, outside. See, my flashlight came on there. Just as you walk out, there you go. You've got some extra light. That's quite nice. All right, looks like we're probably So some locked items are a bit limited. So it's $15 a go. Wow, $15. I'm not going to bother with it then, because I'd like to get another pallet in. I'm going to do a mystery pallet just to see what we get. I want to make sure we can afford it. I'm not going to bother doing this, but this is basically how it works. So it looks like you can just go all the way through these and choose and then just place it down. That one doesn't cost anything. That one's free. So we can change the floor for free. Although I don't think that's... I think that's an inferior floor. I'm not going to bother with that anyway. So you just go through these with the arrow keys. And then the same on the walls. That's quite nice. Isn't it more of an interesting way, I guess, to decorate than I've seen in some games? But yeah, I'm not going to bother with that right now. We'll leave it on the shelf just there. We can always use it later if we've got some money left over at the end. But I'd quite like to get another pallet. So let's end the day. Because that'll refresh the pallet. So we actually lost $37 there. But we've still got a lot of stuff on the shelves, of course, that we purchased yesterday. So not bad. Right, let's go and have a look at some pallets then. So, wow, we've got some different things in. We've got audio devices. So we've got some reasonable quality audio devices here. So we have got some different things. We've got some speakers. It's like quite a lot of speakers as well. Because there's more there, different varieties. We've got some more of those microphones that we've already got for sale. Mostly speakers. That one looks more or less the same. Oh, that was the one I was on. So this one, just smaller version, basically. They all look used, though. It says new and used, but I'm already seeing probably what are the premium items on top here. These are all used because the box is all crinkled. So they're only going to be worth half price. So that's something to keep an eye on when you're going through these pictures. If they look kind of crinkled, they're going to be half price items. So I could only see 2 new in this pallet. There are only 2 new items. Now, I don't know how much these sell for. Obviously, once you've played the game a bit longer, you'll have an idea what these actually sell for. So you can work out whether 910 is a good price. At the moment, I don't really know. But what I do know is I don't know what's in this box, and there's only two new items here. So the value's maybe not in that one. But we're going to do a mystery anyway, because I want to see what comes for $260. So let's do this. Let's get a mystery pallet. Could be anything. Actually need to purchase it, mind you. There we go. We have a mystery pallet. Literally could be anything in here. Could be good, could be bad. Could be nothing in particular. Let's have a look. Let's put that down. Let's open it up. What have we got? Okay, we got some headphones. Looks like we've got one of those speakers we were just looking at. I think we've got a one here. I think we've got one here. Let's see how much that's worth. So they're worth 140, so they're only worth 70 at half price. So on one of those pallets, we had 2 or 3 of these, I think. So we would have... Yeah, they're $140 items, but they were only worth 70 on that pallet. Let's scan these as well. And scan those. I think that's it for... Just tear this box up. I think that's it for this. As you can see, we didn't get a lot in this mystery box. They're all... Well, most are used. I think there's... Are they all used? No, they're all used products. So we didn't get anything new in the mystery box. So... But we only paid... What did we pay for this? 200 and something? $260? So we've already made quite a bit of money on it, I think. If we put this for sale on here, for example. So we'll sell it for 140, but this is only worth 70. That's 70, 140. This is worth 50, but really it's 25. Where should we put these? Let's put these next to it. So 25 up top. Oh, we got them all on somehow. I was wondering where the 4th one was. It stuck on the edge there. So we've got $100 there. So we're already up to 240. So to make our money back, these need to sell for something reasonable. And they're going to sell for 25 each as well. So we did make some money, not a lot of money, but we made some money back. I think it was 260 we bought it for, wasn't it? And we've made ourselves 240. We've made ourselves 290 there. So we've made $30 on that. So not a great mystery bin, but you still made money. So, and of course we can get some money back on recycling. So we're actually making a little bit more than that. Probably maybe closer to $300 or something. By the time we've broken everything down. Maybe not quite that much. You only get 25 cents for some of those, don't you? Yeah. Only paper. So if you break the pallet down by hand, let's open up actually while we're just breaking this stuff up. Let's open up to earn some money. If you break this down by hand, see how it takes quite a while, whereas the pallet would have it done. The hatchet would have it done by now. So you can break it down by hand. Just takes more time. See, that's what I mean about throwing it in and being careful. Now, it doesn't matter so much with paper. I would assume e-waste is probably worth quite a bit more. You wouldn't want that to roll off and go into the plastic bin. So I assume that's going to be worth quite a bit more. Hello there. Cash payment of $10. Thank you. Right, so I'm tempted by another bin, actually. Another pallet. Since we've got the cash for it. We've not really got the space, though. That's the problem. But I am tempted by another pallet. So what I'm going to do, I think we'll just earn some money until lunchtime. Which will also help deplete some stock. And then we'll buy another pallet and see what we get. So we've unlocked medium pallets as well, haven't we? So we've only got one medium pallet here. So I assume that's just because it's full of large items. You only get 26. So we're operating on small or very small, but obviously this would suggest this 2001, that must be full of small items. In these boxes here, I'm imagining hair clippers, these USB pen drives. It's got to be those, because they're the only things small enough to get in those boxes in the tutorial. So I opened a box and most of the pen drives that we've got on there were all in. There was like 20 pen drives in a box. So that's why you can end up with some crazy amounts of items in some of them, but they can be very small things. Some of them can be valuable, but yeah, you just don't know what you're getting in there. We're getting some drill here. That's probably worth a lot. I don't know how pricing is compared to real life, but that looks like a DeWalt impact driver, or at least a drill. So it's reasonable value. That pallet might be worth the money. We'll have enough for it. It costs 2,200. We would have enough for it. Of course, we don't really have that much space. So it's whether it's worth it or not. Need to cover my expenditures for the day, but a couple of $100 or so covers that, so we'd be more than fine. You know what? I'm going to buy it. Let's buy that. Let's buy this mixed... Should we buy this, or should we buy the audio devices since we've not had any? We deciphered this is probably not great value. This could be better. There's definitely some new... There's definitely a new now... one new item there. That nice sound is new. That's possibly new. There's a couple of... Are they new? If they're new, they could be worth quite a bit. So we could get the audio devices instead. Problem with that is they're massive. So I don't know if I could really fit those on our current shelving, or I'd have to buy a shelf to go with them. $89.50. So it's either that one for me, or it's the most expensive one down here. So the drills could be worth quite a bit. You know what? I'm going to get the audio devices since they're new. Let's just get the audio devices. Let's make sure, actually. Let's just make sure it is this one. Yes, it is. Let's add this one in and see. I know those speakers also probably won't fit, but... the gamble we've taken. Right, let's slice open. I keep using a different knife every time, if you're wondering why it's not fully depleted yet. We've got 3 of them for some reason. Right, I'm going to have to take some of this box down. But how much is that worth? $60? Ah, we got ripped. We'll probably make it back on some other things, but I thought that would be worth more than that. Ah, I thought that would be like a $200 item. I really did. I mean, that microphone is worth more than that. Okay, that mic's not bad. That's something, but I don't know. We've only got like one used, one new. I don't think we did well on this particular bin. Maybe I should have bought the other one. $3.50. Thank you. You want some headphones? Card payment of $25. Thank you. $75. Oh no, you want $5 change, sorry. There you go, $5 change. I was reading the total there. The one thing here is you have to actually press the main enter key here. Like the one on the numpad for me doesn't work. I keep pressing enter on the numpad and it doesn't work. You have to press your main keyboard one. Right, let's see what... So we've got some speakers in here. Potentially could be worth something. Right, what are these worth then? $30. Not great then. Are we going to make our money back on this? I mean, it's part of the game, isn't it? That's part of the risk factor, I guess. I don't know we're going to make that much money on that. I just stuck with my gut instinct and bought the drills. $5.50. But having said that, we can still put some of this stuff for sale. Okay, so we can carry 3 of these. A price on them of $60. These we've already had for sale, so they can go straight on, because I don't need to do anything with those. So, customer. 50 cents change, thank you. Let's set the price of these. It's already on 30, so that's fine. Put them on. Alright, what else we got? These mics, I think we need to sell these, don't we? So we'll have 168 on those. Basically where our money is in this box. It's not really on these wired headphones. Did I pick them all up? I did. Right, somebody bought one though. There you go, sir. Thank you very much. You want $2 change. Thank you. Alright, apparently we've not got a price on those. 140. So they would be worth 140. Obviously that's only going to be 70 for us then. I think if I was going to keep playing this, I would up the prices a little bit just to see how we go with that. Alright, is that an empty container? I think it is. So the customer. 38 change. Thank you very much. Yeah, if we were going to continue, I think I would up the prices a little bit. I think it would be worthwhile. So I think we're at a place where everybody buys everything at this price, and they're all very happy with it. So I think you'd be worthwhile upping the prices just a little bit, just to see. But there's really no penalty, particularly. Like if they didn't like it and didn't buy it, our bills for the day. Yes, we've got some rent to pay, but our general every few days we've got a $180 payment for the loan, but once that's cleared off we wouldn't have that anymore. So it's only $50 a day, and you get a week to like a week in advance to pay anyway. So At $50 a day, you could afford a day where you don't really sell anything in testing your prices. That's not going to harm you or anything like that. I wouldn't have thought, because you're easily going to make that. In fact, if you kept one of your items, so if you just kept one of the big ticket items, so for example, the mics, for example, if you kept them at that price, somebody will come along and buy one, and that's paid your rent for 3 days. So then you can experiment with some prices and change them around, earn maximum cash. But I've enjoyed this. This has been quite fun. It is quite chilled, which I do like. It is quite a chilled sim. Feels quite chilled to play. So enjoyed that aspect of it. Let's end the day. So we actually made $15. We made profit. We made $15 profit. And we have a store full of stuff as well. So, well, not as full as I'd like, but we've still got quite a bit of stuff. So we're doing quite well. I may keep playing this or I may not. It really depends on how well the video does and what everybody thinks, really. Because obviously we've got Supermarket Simulator, Candy Shop running on the channel at the moment as series. So we don't really have room for another series as such going on, as well as playing some random games from time to time. So it could be something that returns when a spot becomes available on the channel. Unless, like, everybody wants to see it, and then, who knows, maybe it will replace one of the others for a bit or something like that. While, you know, they could go on break or something while we play this for a bit and then go back. Something along those lines, but we'll see how well it does before we make a decision on that. But that was Returns Outlet Simulator, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you leave it a like, consider joining and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you for another video very soon.